Hello, Morongo Basin, and listeners around the world online at Z107.7 FM.com. Here is the Z107.7 Local News for Thursday, June 26th, 2025. An arrest was made in Joshua Tree last week by the San Bernardino County Sheriff's Gang and Narcotics Division. Between June 16th and June 22nd, the Sheriff's Department served 3 search warrants related to gang members and convicted felons throughout San Bernardino County. One of those warrants was served in the 62,000 block of Canterbury Street in Joshua Tree. A representative of the Sheriff's Department said that more specific information about arrests made as part of Operation Consequences could not be shared due to possible connections to gangs, narcotics, and future investigations. In the last week, Operation Consequences led to 10 felony arrests and 14 misdemeanor arrests, seized 5 firearms, and suspected methamphetamine. The 29 Palms Planning Commission held a special meeting yesterday to discuss the proposed Ofland Resort project. Here's Annalise Kuiper with more.
20 minutes before the meeting even started, all the chairs were occupied in the meeting room and people were forced to stand in the hallway. There was some grumbling when Chairperson Cure announced that each person's speaking time would be cut to 2 minutes because there were so many people wanting to have their voices heard. The Assistant City Attorney assured the meeting that this was legal and the Chair was within her rights to do so. Item 2 on the agenda was the Ofland Resort project, and the Chair opened up the floor to comments during this public hearing portion of the meeting. 9 people spoke in favour of the Ofland project. They mainly referred to the money that would be flooding into the coffers of the City of 29 Palms based on maximum occupancy. 28 people spoke against the project, explaining why, in their opinion, this project should not be allowed to move forward. Wildlife, and in particular the desert tortoise, was mentioned several times as being severely impacted by the proposed rezoning and development of this project. Wildlife corridors from the Joshua Tree National Park would also be adversely affected, in their opinion. Dark skies were on most people's minds as they pointed out that a proposed open-air movie screen would put out 10,000 lumens, whereas the bright lights on the average vehicle only put out 1,000 lumens. Folks argued that this and other proposed lighting developments would most certainly cause light pollution and adversely affect the Indian Cove neighborhood as well as surrounding areas. People wanted an environmental impact report instead of a mitigated negative declaration. Folks argued that this project would do nothing for the businesses of 29 Palms, as the project would be several miles west of the downtown area. Guests of the Ofland project would have no reason to go into town, as restaurants, pools, entertainment, and a gift shop would all be on site to take care of guests' needs. The only community perks would be the possibility of employment and pool passes. People wondered why this project wasn't planned for a site already zoned for commercial tourism. After more than 2 hours of public comments, the Planning Commission discussed their thoughts on the matter of Ofland Resort. At first, Chair Cure appeared to have several misgivings about allowing the project to move forward. She wanted to continue to a future date certain, to iron out some issues she had with the design and the placement of the main entrance of Lear Avenue. After further discussion, a motion was made that the Planning Commission adopt the resolution recommending adoption of the mitigated negative declaration, general plan amendment, rezoning, development code amendment, and conditional use permit to the City Council. The motion was approved 4-0. Many members of the public were visibly disappointed. Reporting for Z107.7 News, I'm Annalise Kuiper.
The Marine Corps Air Ground Combat Center this week changed parameters for access regarding certain people on the base. In a statement posted to social media, base officials say they have temporarily suspended their Trusted Traveler program, which allows Marines, dependents, retirees, or civilian employees to vouch for co-travelers inside of their vehicle during certain hours. The suspension of this program means that co-travelers must now obtain a pass from the visitor center. The statement from the Marine Corps Air Ground Combat Center says that this change comes from the United States Northern Command and does not otherwise impact entry requirements into the base. If you have questions about HIV or have never been tested, you can get a free take-home test and information from the Morongo Basin Healthcare District at 2 pharmacy locations tomorrow. Online news editor Robert Hayden has more.
In collaboration with GreaterThanHIV.org, the Morongo Basin Healthcare District will be at Walgreens and the new pharmacy in Yucca Valley from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Friday to provide information about HIV along with a free 20-minute self-test. Learn about the importance of testing for HIV exposure, preventative measures you can take, and available treatment for HIV. There's no appointment needed and the take-home tests are free. From 2018 to 2022, new HIV diagnoses were slightly up, reversing a downward trend. Men make up almost 87% of new diagnoses and 88% of cases of HIV in California, with unprotected sexual contact being the most prevalent way to contract HIV. You can learn more about HIV by visiting GreaterThanHIV.org or stopping by Walgreens or the new pharmacy tomorrow from 10 to 2. If you have questions about your health, you can visit the Morongo Basin Healthcare District at mbhdistrict.org. We'll have links to all those websites on ours. Reporting for Z107.7 News, I'm Robert Hayden.
And finally, the town of Yucca Valley offers a wide variety of activities for all ages. Sports, special events, classes, and educational opportunities. Recreation Supervisor Clayton Rardin will be the guest on tomorrow's Up Close show. He will talk with host Gary Daigneault about what it takes to put on the events and what's coming up. The Z107.7 Up Close show airs live Fridays at 10 a.m. and is available as a podcast later in the day at Z107.7fm.com. That's our local news. Hear local news 7 times a day, 7 days a week at 7, 8, 9, noon, 4, 5, and 6. If you hear about news happening, let us know. Email us at tips@z1077fm.com. Reporting for the Morongo Basin News Leader, the award-winning Z107.7 Local News, I'm News Director Jeff Harmatz.